What is happening? Hope everyone is doing well. We have a Starbucks Grande Blonde Latte. I want to chat about automate, delegate, remove. Today, I want to chat about mindset. Today, I want to chat about becoming a lifelong learner. Today, we are talking about sales processes. So we're going to entitle these live sessions Coffee with Cody. Hello and good day, and thanks for tuning in another episode of Coffee with Cody. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe out there. Today, I want to chat about why it's so vital to stop, reflect, and evaluate your progress. I've been thinking a lot over the last couple of days just about how far we've come. And I think that when you're in constant momentum and you are constantly leveling up and you're doing new things and you're trying new things, that it can often be difficult to see looking back because we don't take time to reflect to understand how much progress that we've made. And I think that in order to really experience true fulfillment, we need to feel a momentum. We need to feel that we're constantly growing, constantly learning. And wherever you're at listening, whether you're listening back to the replay, whether you're listening to live, really my goal today is to really give you a framework to help you stop, reflect, and evaluate on your progress. Because I find for me, like my story early on was I had a lot of difficulty really always wanting to go to the next level. And I still want to go to the next level, but really this framework and what this has really done for me on Sundays has really allowed me to strive satisfied. And that's really the encouragement I want to give you today. I don't know about you, but like whenever you're constantly pushing yourself in momentum, maybe you feel the same way at times where you're constantly pushing for something new. You're constantly trying new things. You're constantly, trying to level up. Your team is growing. It can often be in the moments where you feel the most fulfillment is in the moments where you sit, you reflect, and you think about the progress. Like I look at the business we have today in comparison to the business we had even 6 months ago. I'm like, holy damn, like there's a lot of progress that we've experienced, but the only way that you experience and the only way you experience fulfillment really, in my opinion, is through evaluation and through really stopping to reflect. And that's when you really know you're in true momentum, is when you stop and reflect. And what I want to do is I want to share with you some things that I ask myself that just kind of keep me in check. And I do this in the evening, and I want to share this with you because I use Brendon Burchard's high performance planner. And if you're not using some sort of planner that essentially prompts you to stop, reflect, and evaluate how far you've come, because I guarantee you, if you stop, you reflect, and you evaluate, if you do those three things, you follow this framework every single day, you will really understand how much momentum you're in. Like, babe, like really understand that this is really experienced through evaluation. And that's the encouragement I want to give you, is you are in momentum. And I really want you to understand that you're in momentum. And this is a challenge that I had for myself really early on, where it's like, I don't feel like I'm in momentum, but I'm in momentum when I stop, I reflect, and I evaluate. And there's some questions that prompt me in the evening to really understand that I am in momentum. And one of the questions that in my evening journal that I ask myself is like, what was a moment that I appreciated today? Because when you stop, you reflect, and you evaluate your day, you realize just how good your day was, and you realize how good you have it. And even if it wasn't good, even if it was crap, stopping to reflect on a moment that you had throughout the day that you really appreciated, I find can shift perspective. That's what the first question. The second question I ask myself in my evening journal through evaluation is I ask myself, what is a situation or task that I handled well today? Because again, I want to start with wins. I want to start with evaluating wins. I always try to start with wins. Whenever we do our morning meetings with our staff, I always try to start with wins, because I don't know about you, but you can often hop into the morning and be like, okay, I have to do this, 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 and this. When in all actuality, it's like, if you can start from a positive perspective and be like, look, I got all this stuff accomplished yesterday. I feel accomplished. I handled this well. I did this well. And if you actually stop and evaluate, you'll just realize how much momentum you've actually created in your life. And the third thing And something I realized or learned today was I always want to be learning on a daily basis. One of the things that I hold true to is that I believe I'm a lifelong learner. It's an I am statement for me. Something I learned today was the fourth thing is I could have made today better if, and I ask myself this on a weekly basis, I could have made this week better if, and then I evaluate throughout the week. So I do this on Sundays, and I try to do this every day. I don't always get it right. And, if you don't do this every day, don't beat yourself up. Again, it's about becoming 1% better every single day. If you do that over the next 365 days, you become 365% better. It's just progress. It's striving satisfied. And I find that when I ask myself, it's like, what's one thing I could have done better today? It really puts things in perspective, and it really allows me to track my progress, because literally what I do is I flip through my journal at the end of the week on the Sunday, and I ask myself these questions again, but I apply them throughout the week. And I do the same thing. I stop, I reflect, I evaluate. Fifth thing is something I could have done that would have helped me feel more connected to others would have been, because that's my biggest thing. For me, I try to make a precedent to at least call my mom once a day, every day. I want to feel connected to the people that are closest to me. And something that I'm really challenging myself on is to really, have an exuberant personal life and have an exuberant and passionate professional life as well. And that requires, for me, anyways, and you might need to do this something different. You might need to find that thing that allows you to connect to others in the way that you find best. But for me, it's connecting with my mom at least once a day. That's a priority. That's what I have set out. That's what I try to do. And that's how I feel connected to others. And the last one is, if I was a high performance coach, I would tell myself this statement about today. Try to look at your life from a third party standpoint. And whenever I do this, I always start to coach myself into how can I make this better? But this would not happen this doesn't happen some days if I don't stop, reflect, and evaluate, because it makes me understand that either if I'm not on track, I need to put myself back on track. It helps eliminate a lot of the autopilot or the autopilot life that sometimes we live, where, I wake up, it's April the 1st, and I'm like, I haven't worked out in 3 months. It helps to eliminate that. But it helps put things in perspective. It helps you understand that just how much momentum you've created in your life over the last 6 months. And that's the encouragement I want to give you. And that's what I want to leave you with today, is this framework, those 6 things that I encourage you to think about daily. I encourage you to think about weekly. And I encourage you today to stop, reflect, and evaluate just how much progress you've made in your life. That's my encouragement today. I thank you for tuning in. If you got any value today, all that I ask is you share this with a friend or a family member. You follow us, you subscribe to us on iTunes or Spotify. It really means the world to me, your attention. That is my encouragement to you today. As your coach, I encourage you to stop, reflect, and evaluate on your progress. Have a wonderful day. Wherever you are in the world, stay blessed, and we will chat with you tomorrow on Coffee with Cody.